Hey guys, what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? I hope you're all doing really well and having a really great day. In this video, I would like to figure out which power supplies I need in order to run these 6x Radeon 7s, and I want to make sure that I do it right. I want to do it correctly and make sure I have enough, capacity, overhead, and also run efficiently, okay? So I gotta make sure the power supplies that I want will be efficient and, whatever, titanium or platinum rated or whatever, all that kind of stuff. I want to go through that in this video, but first I would love to get the community to give me some experience here. I know a lot of you guys that watch me, I know there's a few of you out there that have made Radeon 7 rigs, okay? So your experience would definitely help me a lot, so let me know down below which power supplies you guys have used with your Radeon 7s. And I would love to know, okay? Let's begin. Each of these cards are rated for TDP of 300 watts, okay? Which 300 watts is quite a lot. But when undervolted, from my testing, we can get them down to about from like 110 watts, but then you're running at like 70 to 72 mega hash, or up to 220 watts at the wall per card. That's if you're running at 90 mega hash. Okay, so there's different efficiencies, different overclocks, different numbers that everyone can achieve with these cards. I haven't personally tested out these cards specifically yet, and I will do that in another video. I'll test them on my test bench there, and we'll see which each card can get in terms of power consumption, overclocks, undervolting, all that kind of stuff. But mainly, I want to figure out for my 6x Veta frame down here, which I'm going to be utilizing for these 6 Radeon 7s, as well as a Gigabyte GA270P-D3 motherboard that I'm going to utilize, and I hope it'll work. It has a G3930 CPU and as well as 8 gigabytes of DDR4 memory and a good old 120 gigabyte SSD, and as well as the crazy fans that I showed you guys last time. It has these fans are 4K RPM and 200 CFM. So I'm hoping that these will do really well in cooling these 6 Radeon 7s in a single Veta frame down here. So hopefully that will be good. But mainly in this video, I want to figure out which 2 power supplies I need to get to fill out for here and here. I'm assuming I need 2 power supplies, or if there's maybe a single huge 240 volt power supply that I could utilize, that would be kind of fun. So let me know down below, my friends. So what I'm gonna do now, let's go onto my computer and we'll see which options we can utilize for the 6x Radeon 7. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so now that you guys know what I have currently and what I'm going to be using, like the motherboard and whatnot, and with the Radeon 7s, let's go over the power requirements and capacity and all that kind of stuff that I think that I will need. And again, I would love your guys' input down below in the comments. If you guys let me know if I got anything wrong or if I need certain power supplies, I would love to know. Okay, so first off, if I were to, in my thinking, if I were to run these cards on stock, which they have a TDP of 300 watts, or I believe 295, but I'm just going to say 300 watts. If I were to mine with these cards at stock levels, which of course nobody does, it would probably be around 1800 watts, plus another maybe 50 to 100 watts for the system, motherboard, etc. So I'm going to say probably 1900 watts if I were to run 6 Radeon 7s on stock, okay? I'm just going to put like 1900 watts stock, okay? And now if I were to undervolt them, and I have done testing on a single Radeon 7, I'm able to achieve about 220 watts per single Radeon 7 at the wall, okay? So if I want to achieve 6 of them, I should probably get around 1,320 watts plus another 50, maybe plus another 100 watts. So maybe a good, I'm going to say 1450 watts at the wall. Okay. I'll put in quotations here. Okay. So at the wall. And in the software, I'm able to show about 170. It's able to show about 175. Okay. So it adds on another 30 or 40 watts because of a riser. And that's if I want to achieve 540 mega hash. But we will, of course, once I get this rig built, we will see how much power consumption it actually takes. But right now, these are just theoretical power consumptions that I'm thinking that I may achieve, okay? Which is obviously pretty efficient. And yeah, okay, so now that's out of the way, my friends. So now that you guys know that, let's go over, the standards of PCIe power and, how much watts do the PCIe slot take and how much watts do a single strand PCIe power cables take. So this is something I always wanted to talk about, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know this as well. So if you guys know, the PCIe slot on the motherboard initially takes about 75 watts. Okay, so if you were to power like a non-external powered video card, you can go up to 75 watts just from the motherboard PCIe. But now if you added a external PCIe cable, which is from, like, let's say a power supply or maybe a server power supply, apparently you can go up to 225 watts from external PCIe power cables. With the PCIe 4.0 specification. Okay, so there are numerous motherboards now. I think a lot of the AMD motherboards with the X570 chipset that have the PCIe 4 specification. Apparently, you can go above 300 watts now, which is a lot of power consumption. Regularly in the olden days, a regular 6-pin PCIe power connector will give you about 75 watts. Or if you do the 8-pin PCIe, that'll give you 150 watts. So another thing they say here is that if you have two 8-pin connectors, there may be cards with this two 8-pin connectors, you are allowed up to 375 watts. That's if you're using the single strand 6-pin as well. So yeah, I think we should be good. I'm thinking, on each Radeon 7, just to be safe, I want to do 2 strands. Okay, I want to do 2 strands. Depending on the power supply I get. Okay, so let's talk about power supplies. I'm on nerdgears.com, and for example, let's say I go for the 1200 watt HP server power supply. This is the bread and butter of a lot of mining people, a lot of miners that use these power supplies. I'm one of them, and you guys can see here the breakout board has 6 PCIe 6 pins, which you can adapt, or most of the cables, they have a 6-pin to 8-pin connector, so you can have 150 watts per PCIe slot here. Okay, now I wonder if I can I'm going to utilize if I were to do 1200 watt power supplies, for example, then if I wanted to achieve the undervolt status here and to have the capacity just in case the software decides to unlock the cards back to stock voltages, then thus the mining rig will then bump back to 1900 watts. And if, let's say, I was running a 1600 watt PSU, that could potentially blow up the power supply. Okay, so you guys want to make sure, in my opinion, you got to have the capacity in case the software or your undervolts go back to stock wattage, so that you have enough headroom for your mining while you're mining, just in case, just to be safe. Okay, example, if I had 2 of the 1200 watt HP server power supplies, I think I would probably be fine. I would do 3 Radeon 7s per HP server power supply, so I'd have 2 of these, and I can power the risers, and for 3 of them, and then 6 of these slots would be for the 3 Radeon 7 2x8-pin connectors. Okay, and that should definitely be enough power, and I should definitely have enough headroom. Now, there are other power supplies here, not just on Nerd Gears here, the 1200 watt server power supply. There's the Delta 2400 watt. I'm very curious to know if this is going to work. Maybe I'll try it one day. This would be really, really cool if I could power the whole rig off this. But obviously the breakout boards, they don't have the 24-pin Molex, so I would still need a smaller power supply per se to run the motherboard, unless I got one of those Pico adapters or whatever. But otherwise, I could probably maybe go for a regular 1200 watt or 1300 watt ATX power supply with an HP server power supply. Okay, so that's maybe another way I could do it, but I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know down below if I should go a different route for the power supplies, the way I talked here. I'm just generalizing here, and I mainly want to get the input from you guys, okay? I want to know what kind of power supplies I could get with this, okay? And I would love your guys' experience. Let me know down below if any of you built a 6x Radeon 7 build, and let me know what kind of power supplies you used. And of course, I want to know any issues that you've had, okay? So I would love to know that as well. Okay, so that's it, my friends. That's it for the video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm really excited for my Radeon 7 build. I want to build this right now, as it's been pretty profitable right now, and yeah, I'm super excited. So thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good one, and peace out.